All right, guys. So I'm here with my preferred lender, Brianna, and my boy David. Today we're gonna kind of just be talking about the differences in payments and the importance of the vehicle that you select for the actual, importance of your family. Whether you're trying to buy a home or invest in something else or whatever the case may be. When it comes down to payments, right? That affects a lot when it comes to purchasing a home or investing in. Just a quick question. So, Brianna, how does purchasing a vehicle affect qualifying for a home?
Sure. So everything about Mortgage World is about making sense, right? So in a very exaggerated example, if I have somebody who makes $5,000 per month, but they have a souped up truck that is $1,500 a month, and then they're trying to get into a house that's $4,000 a month, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? So that's all Mortgage World is. Mortgage World is all about making sense. And so I have a lot of individuals who have really high car payments, and unfortunately they maybe got very excited about the brand new auto loan that they were getting, and then kind of buying the home was an afterthought. They didn't realize how easy it was, and now they've got a $700 payment and they're trying to get into a home, and now their numbers are too tight. So everything is really just about making sense.
Hey, thanks, Bree. So now that we kind of understand, how a role of a vehicle plays when it comes to purchasing a home, we live in Texas, so most people here in Texas do want a truck. I have a truck myself. The truck that I chose was a little bit more on the older side, good miles. I got a good deal on it, and it was about 3 or 4 years ago. Now things have changed. So if we're talking about somebody that comes in, right, and let's say their car broke down, or they have a car that they're trading in 100, 150, 200,000 miles, right? They're due for an upgrade, but they're in the process of buying a home. They come in and they see the actual truck that we're sitting in, right? This is what kind of vehicle is this?
It's a 2022 Tundra,
Okay,
capstone, kind of like your average truck.
okay.
I mean, it's still nice.
Right.
Leather, sunroof,
Right.
all that stuff. What everybody wants in a truck.
Exactly. So let's say they come in and they're trying to purchase a truck like this, right? And they're still trying to live within means. It's not what Bree talked about, where somebody that makes $10,000 to $20,000 a month, they're on an average salary and they're still trying to keep their costs low. What is a payment, or what is the price on something like this from?
So on something like this, from entry level Tundra to a Tundra like this,
Okay.
anywhere between $60,000 to $80,000.
Okay.
And that's really like any type of truck in today's market.
Right.
With the way that the prices are rising and things like that, it doesn't matter what kind of truck you're looking at. You're looking at $60,000 to $80,000 for a nice truck in today's market.
Okay. So like he said, the actual price 60 to 80,000. What are payments, rough estimate, looking like? And let's say it's somebody with a mid 600 credit score, right? So on average here in Texas, that's what people that apply, that's what their credit score is, roughly, right? So on an average mid 600s, what kind of payment are we looking at?
So somebody with fair credit, right, on a $60,000 to $80,000 truck.
And let's say they put no money down.
Yeah, most of our customers do little to no money down.
Okay.
That's just how everybody likes to buy, right? They don't want to pay any upfront costs.
Okay.
They just want a little to no money out of pocket. Fair credit, you're looking for a truck in general, minimum, $850.
Okay.
Minimum, and that's kind of like an older truck.
Right.
A little bit of miles, still nice.
Right.
Up to, we sign people up for trucks like this all day. $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month. And if the credit approves,
Right.
then they're okay with it. But average truck payment, I would say average is $1,000 a month.
Okay.
So David, sometimes we're viewed as kind of like enemies because I'm telling people looking at houses not to go get a new car, and shit, you're trying to sell the car, right? So what advice do you have to clients when you're speaking with them and you're talking to them and they're trying to get into a house too? What kind of conversations do you have with them?
So for starters, first and foremost, you know, if you're looking to buy a home, but you're also in the scenario where you also need to upgrade or you need a car, the first thing you want to do is figure out, you know, what budget you have, what your lender, because they're the professionals,
Right.
what they, and after looking at everything looking at the bigger picture, you know, in the event that you do need a car and you're also trying to buy a home, you definitely want to consult with them first and figure out what my budget is. Because if you get all excited and you pull the trigger on something and then you can't get the home, you're not going to come see me for your second car.
Yeah.
You're going to be upset with the person that sold you the car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I built the value of the vehicle, got you excited, you pulled the trigger, now you can't get a home. You know, so unfortunately you can't live in your truck, even though they look as nice as is, right? You can't live in your truck. So I would say, first and foremost, figure out what that budget is, so that way you don't bite off more than you can chew.
Right.
Or even if you can't afford it, but for whatever reason, you know, you have these parameters because of your information, your credit file or whatever. So definitely consult what your budget is, because at the end of the day, we're not in the business of twisted arms. We don't do business like that, because like I said, then it's gonna leave a bad taste at the end of the day once reality sets in.
Yeah.
And you're paying $1,200 for a truck that's holding you back from buying a house that you need for your family. You have another kid on the way or something like that.
Right.
And you need the home more than you need to be able to
Right.
in the day. But my thing is, like, let's say that they advise you don't get the truck, right? And you have to get into something, well, not necessarily the truck, but not as expensive as, you know, this.
Right.
Of course you want it, it looks nice, everybody wants it, but let's say they do give you a budget and you do have that leeway to get into some sort of upgrade. The good thing is you're not marrying the truck. You're not marrying the sacrifice. You're not marrying the vehicle that you have to get in for now. It's just temporary. It's not permanent. The dealership that we work for in particular is huge. They got the biggest buyback percentage in San Antonio. So when we sell you the car that is suitable for you, it may not be what you want, but it is what you need.
Right.
You get the home. Once you get everything settled in, you get comfortable with your new mortgage, come back and see me for the truck. We'll buy your car back.
There you go.
You won't carry over any negative equity or anything like that. And I can say that confidently because we literally have salespeople standing at our service department saying, hey, I see you in the Corolla. What if I can keep your payment the same on a Camry? Oh, you're in a Camry. What if I can keep your payment the same on our RAV4? And we have salesmen that are dedicated to the service drives just doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm not just saying that to even get that temporary sell real quick,
Right.
make a little bit of money. No.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you know, I posted all over Facebook, you know where I work, I'm dedicated to the South Side, born and raised. Come back and see me for the upgrade once you get settled into your new home, comfortable with the new mortgage and all that good stuff, and we'll definitely get you into something that you want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. That was a great explanation, and that's what makes David different, right? That's why he sells all my family their vehicles, is because he genuinely cares about the customer. And it's not all about, you know, making a quick buck. He looks at the bigger picture because, like he mentioned, right, he wants to sell you your next vehicle, and he wants you to be loyal like he is and come back and buy the truck or, you know, the Forerunner or something like that, Sequoia, when it's time, right? So he mentioned something really, really important, and he talked about as far as like a temporary purchase, right? Let's say you need a vehicle. Your car is about to break down and you just need a vehicle, right? You reach out to David, you come in, and let's say, you know, you look at the truck makes sense because you love it, right? But as far as from a financial standpoint, you get with Bree and you go over your budget, right? And Bree says, hey, you know, that truck just not in your budget right now. You know, if you're trying to buy a home, you need to put your priorities first and see what happens, right? So this is not to say that you can't buy the truck. This is not to say you can't buy a vehicle to walk everywhere, to Uber everywhere. We need a vehicle, right? Everybody does. And when we get into that discussion, there's got to be other solutions, right? So Dave, if we're talking about, you know, the sacrifice or the current, what you need, not what you want, do you have another vehicle in mind here that you could possibly, you know, get a lower payment than $1,000 or $1,200?
Yeah, so absolutely. So right now, because of the new car market, chip shortage, because of COVID and things like that, right now what we're doing is putting a lot of money into the used car side. We're certifying the used cars, you know, 2021s, 2022s, really low mileage, still very nice, I don't even know if you would consider it a downgrade or something like that. You might even fall in love with the temporary purchase, you know, and especially if it, you know, the average family size in this area is a family of 5, right? A husband, a wife, 3 kids.
Right.
So we have, for example, a Toyota Camry that is a 5-passenger leather interior with the sports package. You can drive off with the 2022 Camry for as little as like $529 a month. You know what I mean? Even if we can fight for, let's say, a better rate or my better rate, you could even, you're looking at a brand new, even 2023 Camry, 2022 Camry for maybe even like, you know, $519 a month or something like that. So, and not even just that, you also have the RAV4, which is a mid-size SUV that also sits a family of 5. Same price range, low 30s, high 20s, even mid 20s in some cases. And you could drive off with the payment as little as, you know, $519 a month, $529 a month, somewhere around there.
So, David, we've got a lot of clients who come to us, Rick on the real estate side, myself on the mortgage side, where they're ready to start looking at buying a home. They're ready to look into getting pre-qualified. They come to Rick with a certain type of home or neighborhood or price point in mind. And they come to me with a certain mortgage payment in mind. And we kind of almost feel like we're bursting bubbles sometimes because we have to set different types of expectations. What is your experience with somebody, you know, coming to the lot with a particular, you know, vehicle in mind and having to have that change?
Yeah, so I actually have a personal experience that I can share with you guys. But before I even get into that, just so like everybody knows, that is literally 90% of customers that come in don't necessarily leave with the vehicle they want. You know, once they calculate the monthly payment, the cost if it's a sports car, the insurance, the gas, all this, you know, total ownership cost of the vehicle, you know, and then they end, you know, considering family, you know, how long their commute is, stuff like that. They end up leaving with something that's more suitable for them. And sometimes the customer didn't even know like what was suitable for them until they saw their options, right? So, and considered everything.
Yeah.
So personally, right before we bought our home, we knew we were gonna need a 3rd-row SUV. So we had in mind, right, we were gonna buy a home, so we had in mind base model, whatever it is, base model. So our family, a lot of our family members, they have Toyota, so we were thinking, well, what Toyota would work for us? The Highlander, base model Highlander. It was at the end of 2019. Okay. So we were thinking, brand new 2019 base model Highlander, you know, 30 grand, 32, 33 grand. We came in, and because of our situation at the time, our payments were coming out a little bit higher,
right?
More than what we expected, because of the market and stuff like that. Even at that time, there wasn't that many options,
right?
And it was kind of like we were all hyped up, we were ready to go. We had a little down payment ready to go. We were already setting the budget aside, and then it was not what we were expecting. We needed more money down. The vehicle was too expensive, and our other options were maybe a 2-row vehicle, but we knew we needed a 3rd row because we were gonna have our 3rd child. So anyways, it was so cool because the guy here the salesperson here just sat, and he actually still works here, as a matter of fact. He's in finance, so he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
So he just kind of sat back and was like, look, you know what? I have something for you. Before I tell you what it is, I just want to show it to you. And so he pulled up a 2016 Highlander XLE, fully loaded, leather, sunroof, heated seats, navigation, all that stuff. And at the time, it was a 2016, so it was a 3-year-old vehicle, and it only had 30,000 miles on it, and it was priced at $26,900. And it's not something we considered.
Right.
But as a sales consultant, understanding the need showed us what our options were. And so we ended up leaving with a lower payment for a vehicle that had way more features than what we expected.
Yeah.
It was pre-owned,
Right.
but at the time they were built the same as the 2019. The body style hadn't changed. So anyways, we ended up leaving really happy with a vehicle that wasn't as new but had low miles, certified, all that stuff. And
They got your 3rd row.
had the 3rd row, and we still have it to this day. So we love it. Yeah, we have a really low payment on it and all that good stuff.
David, I guess the last thing is, what advice do you have for somebody who is looking to make a large purchase, like a vehicle or like a house?
So I guess the first thing I would say is trust the professionals, right? Especially somebody that you know is really for the people, service-based integrity, like we were talking about earlier. And just know that we are on your side. You know, you wake up every day, you start helping people, both you guys, I myself, our job is to earn your business, right? So we're going to do everything we can to earn your business, not just for now, but for the future as well. So, and I would also encourage you to keep an open mind and understand that we do this every single day, helping people figure out what's best for them. We're not the bad guys. We're not here to, burst any bubbles or anything like that. But, we are trained to see the bigger picture. And sometimes as the consumer, because we all also are consumers as well. I buy cars, you guys buy houses, things like that. We're consumers too. So we kind of look at it from both ends. It's kind of easier to see the bigger picture versus when you're just looking at it from a consumer standpoint. We're on your side, and we want to, like I said, earn your business now and in the future, and we want you guys to be happy. So.
Yes.
Beautiful. So just like David said, right, we do this day in and day out, and we're in the business to help people, make them happy, not to burst any bubbles or to make you come in and purchase something less than what you were expecting. But sometimes when reality sets in and you have a bigger goal in mind, maybe you have to make a small sacrifice now and prepare for the bigger picture. So we do this day in and day out, and we're here to earn your business for now and in the future. So we have a lot of repeat business and repeat clients because we genuinely care about all of our clients. So that's the bigger picture. So when sometimes it makes sense to go into a Camry or a Highlander or something like that has half of the payment of a truck or something on a higher end, right? And then let's say you get your vehicle, right? You buy your home, you pay it down, for 5-6 years. You use the Camry to its needs, and then you build some equity in your home. Bree also assists with different kinds of loans and different things to refinance and help your situation get better. At that point, maybe it makes more sense at that point to now get the truck or the 4Runner or something like that, right? So all in all, we're just here to help and give the best information we can, because like he said, we do this day in and day out, and we see it from both sides. So whenever we tell you guys things, or whenever we tell all of our clients stuff, it's not just to say it, not to burst a bubble. It's really to make sense for you and your family. So
Rick also has a truck. So he has already said, if you need it at any time, he's got you.
Hey, just call me. I'll links in the description. Just call me and I will go pick you up, help you move, whatever you got to do. So
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So all right, so guys, that's it for today. David, we really appreciate you, coming through and helping us, understand the actual background of buying a truck, buying a less expensive vehicle, and even sharing your personal experience with us. We really appreciate it. And guys, like I said, David helps all my family, all my friends, and he genuinely cares about all of his customers. So he gets a lot of business and a lot of repeat clients. But the same thing with us too, right? We're here to help you. We're here to guide you. So if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. All of our links will be in the description with all